The more progressive, slightly more progressive Democrats in Congress have put forward the Oligarch Act to combat extreme wealth inequality.
Wait, I thought oligarchs were only in Russia.
Yeah, they're only Russian. The tax is the heart of a new legislation put forward by Barbara Lee, Summer Lee, Rashida Tlaib, and Jamal Bowman. According to the summary, here's how it works. The wealth tax would have 4 brackets: 2% of wealth between $1,000 to $10,000 of median house wealth, 4% for 10,000 to 100,000 times median house wealth, 6% for all the wealth 100 to a million times median house wealth, and 8% for anything over a million times median household wealth.
Oh.
But, and so, yet again, this is like, sure, let's tax the rich more. I'm down for that.
Also, is she really?
But
are they really suggesting just 8%?
Well, no, that was, I think, on top of their regular taxes. It's in addition to what they normally pay.
But what do they normally pay? Like 20%?
I don't know what a multimillionaire pays. But yeah, I think it might be in the 20s. But the problem is they use tax loopholes, so it might not even be that high.
Well, I know, but that's my point. It's like 8%. That's the best we can do. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, my overall problem, I don't care if that the fucking thing said 30%. My overall problem is that this is a Band-Aid on an aggressively broken system that just exploits people day and night. And it's like, sure, tax them 8% more. It's like AOC wearing her tax the rich dress to the Met Gala. It's like, sure, absolutely increase the taxes on the rich.
Also, you're going to the Met Gala.
Is that going to stop the destruction of capitalism? Like, no. It might make things a little easier for some people. But
yeah, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the workers have been fighting for over a century to sit down. It's like, really just fighting to be able to fucking take a seat.
Have a seat. Just to have a chair. Just the federal government would show up and be like, here's a chair.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is ridiculous. But I'm also thinking of it from like if you're going, because, okay, this is never going to pass. Okay?
Well, so that's the other thing. I was going to say that first. This will fucking never pass.
It's never going to pass. So then why not just put it at a rate that would actually make sense in the real world while you're at it? Because here's a little fun tidbit. Back in the day when Sweden was less of a fucking sycophant trying to get its tongue all the way up the ass of Uncle Sam, they actually had some good policies. And part of that was there were basically no billionaires or millionaires because they taxed the wealthy so fucking much. There's an ongoing joke that Astrid Lindgren, she's the one who created Pippi Longstocking. Like she was one of our cultural gems, right? And was obviously very rich because she wrote all these books. And there was a joke going around that she paid 101% of her income in taxes because she was so rich that the government was like, well, but it's true because there was like, I mean, it wasn't obviously true that she paid 101%,
right.
But like,
it's true she was heavily taxed.
The wealthy were taxed so much. And a lot of them didn't mind. Like, I think my grandfather paid like 70%. Like that was his tax bracket because he was, he like owned businesses and things like that. And he was happy to do it. Like the whole paradigm was different. Not only was it that like, we're glad to pay taxes, but if we're rich, and guess what? They were still rich. Like they didn't want for anything. Not rich compared to what you think of in America rich.
Not American rich. Yeah.
Like my mom didn't grow up in a castle. Like she grew up in like a house.
Right.
So like not like America rich, like rest of the world rich. Okay.
But they had 2 bathrooms.
But so like this whole idea that it's like 8%, it's like, since this isn't gonna pass, why don't you just say, you fucking rich assholes, you pay 90%, okay? Fuck you. Like at least make a statement out of it. Like this is barely worth fucking covering because it's like 8% on top of whatever you're. It's like, what the fuck?
And also it should be like, let's increase the taxes on the rich by 30 or 60 or 70 or 80%, something crazy. But then it also should say, and let's fucking burn down capitalism, because at the end of the day, we're still destroying the goddamn world with capitalism. But these folks are like, well, if we just increase the tax by a couple percentage points, then I think the environment will stop collapsing.
Well, and it's also, I mean, yes, I absolutely agree with your point. My point was like, why don't you just fucking aim, shoot for the fences, or swing for the fences, or whatever.
Swing for the moon, shoot for the fences.
You're shooting a duck. I don't know. But so like, of course, what is most of this money going to go to anyway? War and killing children. So it's like, just because you're getting more income doesn't mean that like, they're not gonna be like, oh, well, we have all this extra income, we'll save some whales and teach some kids how to fucking read. Like, that's not how it works. All of that extra money
teach some
would
whales
be,
how to read.
Absolutely, I bet they can. All that money would be funneled into war anyway. So it's like, it doesn't do anything to shift the national priorities either. So it's not only is it toothless, but it's also poorly construed in terms of like what it actually addresses as the core issues in our system, of course.